We've seen Naughty Dog drop hints about a sequel to The Last of Us over the past few years. In fact, there was even a teasing poster in Uncharted 4: A Thief's End for The Last of Us American Daughters. No new information has been revealed on whether it's happening, but voice actor Ashley Johnson, who voiced Ellie in the original game, is keen on returning. Speaking to GameSpot, she stated that, "I feel like if they were to pursue it again, if they were to have another story for Ellie or Joel or that whole world, I would totally jump on board. But you know, there's also a part of me that thinks, man, the story could stand alone. And sometimes we should just leave it alone. If they were to make another one though, I would love to be a part of it." As for The Last of Us film, Johnson said she doesn't know how far production has come or if any progress has been made. However, she's still interested in seeing it happen. As for appearing in it, she noted, "Yeah, I'd be a clicker. Probably in jest." The common sentiment has been that virtual reality's best chance at mainstream success comes with Sony's PlayStation VR, which will go on sale in October this year. Unlike other high-end VR headsets, PlayStation VR is not obscenely expensive, and nor does it require a super high-end PC to function, which most households do not own. And judging by remarks that GameStop made during a recent financial call via DualShockers, it appears as though that expectation may be right. It appears as though Sony may have a hit on their hands. GameStop claimed that the last time the PlayStation VR was put up for pre-order, the entire allocation was sold out in literally 5 minutes, which is apparently the quickest sellout in GameStop history. As a result of this tremendous demand, GameStop expects there to be a very constrained supply of the headset going into this holiday. We do expect the PlayStation VR to sell great to begin with at least. Even the PlayStation Vita and Wii U did at first after all. But the main question in our minds is, will it be able to sustain that level of sales performance going forward? That's something we're truly interested in finding out. Respawn Entertainment's Titanfall II had its first recent tech test, and the feedback was less than stellar. In between complaints about Bounty Hunt, many expressed annoyance with the changes to Titan mechanics, particularly the health and overall time they took to acquire, the overall player speed, and much more. The developer has since addressed many of those complaints in an official update. It noted that the final game would have faster wall running and in-air speed for players, while also stating that, while investigating this point, we discovered some unintended side effects that were causing players to lose momentum while wall running. Expect this to be addressed in the final game. Also, Respawn will reintroduce the gain of Titans through the same passive meter from the first game. Originally, players could only gain Titans by completing objectives, but it doesn't quite work out when you have to be adept at killing and there aren't enough AI bots like the first game. It also noted that more maps would be showcased, alleviating fears that many maps were like Homestead from the tech test, Titan dashes would recharge faster, and so on. The second round of tech tests has already begun and will last till August 29th, with many of these changes already implemented. The full game is out on October 28th for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Sony has announced on the PlayStation blog that PlayStation Now, its game streaming service currently available for PS4, will be heading to PC soon. It will launch in parts of Europe first before heading to North America. It was also revealed that the DualShock 4 USB wireless adapter would be heading to PC in early September for $24.99, thus allowing PC players to properly experience PlayStation titles like Uncharted and God of War. We would think that an Xbox One USB controller would work as well. Interestingly, the adapter will also support PS4 remote play for one's PC or Mac as well, and if you want to ditch it to hook up your DualShock 4 with a USB cable, then there's nothing stopping you. While information on release dates for PlayStation Now is yet to be revealed, you will need Windows 7, 8.1, or 10 to run it, an Intel i3 3.5 GHz or AMD A10 or faster processor, 300 MB or more VRAM, along with 2 GB or more RAM, and a minimum 5 Mbps connection for getting the most of the service. Nobody can forget the race between Infinity Ward's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and EA DICE's Battlefield 1 to be the most disliked and most liked trailer on YouTube respectively. Now that time has passed and everything has calmed down, the studio is starting to express their opinion in the community's reception and how they're dealing with it. Narratively, Taylor Kurosaki recently sat down with Eurogamer during Gamescom and commented on how Infinity Ward dealt with and continues to deal with negative comments towards Infinite Warfare. He talked about the increasingly positive reception towards new reveals and announcements. What we've been seeing is the more assets we put out, the more the response has got more positive. I'm glad the trend is the way it is. The more people see the narrative, the zero-G combat, they've seen Jackal, the game's fighter jet gameplay, which is not on rails, it's not a one-off thing. The criticism strengthened our resolve. We just had to get back to it and complete our missions. Reyes has a mission to complete, we do too. It's amazing how analogous some of these things are. The burden of leadership is something a lot of people at the studio feel. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare releases on November 4th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. While the Kinect was largely a failure for gaming, as evidenced by the fact that it was dropped by Microsoft within years of the Xbox One S launching, it did some very cool applications, at least on the Xbox 360. One of the coolest ones of these was its usage in the Xbox 360 version of Bethesda's The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which let players shout dragon shouts to activate them in-game. Now you can shout out Fusro Da in real life and actually see it have an effect in-game. It was very cool even though it was a novelty, which makes it sad that it won't be returning in the upcoming The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition, the remaster for the game on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Speaking on Twitter, Bethesda's Pete Hines confirmed that Skyrim would not be supporting Kinect or indeed voice commands of any kind with the remaster. Which sucks, but we mean with Microsoft having ditched the Kinect so hard themselves, is it really any surprise that third parties are doing it too? The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition launches on PS4, Xbox One, and PC this October. Even though we already know that the Gjallarhorn will be returning in Destiny Rise of Iron, the final expansion pack for Bungie and Activision's shared world shooter that is due to launch in September, it won't be the kind of balance-breaking weapon that it used to be. Apparently, it's received a few nerfs to make it more reasonable all around, according to a report in Edge. Furthermore, it was also revealed that Destiny 2 will be led by Luke Smith, which ought to excite Destiny fans. Smith was the director of last year's The Taken King, which finally saw Destiny realize its potential and turn the game around from its middling reception at launch 2 years ago. This bodes good things for the long-awaited and delayed sequel to the original game. Destiny Rise of Iron is due out on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Destiny 2 is set to launch next year. Thoughts? Let us know in the comments section below.
We hope you've enjoyed this video, so please consider subscribing to our channel. We do original content, reviews, graphics comparison, and much more, and try to upload a video every day. Thank you very much for checking us out.